Cost management is perhaps the most comprehensive knowledge area in regard to determining the scope of a project, how it will be funded, and the steps that will be taken to ensure that funds appropriated for the project are managed and used correctly. Essential to every good plan are the thoughts and processes that will enable the plan to proceed. Let's think about everyday activities and how cost factors into those activities play out. Oftentimes, especially around holiday periods, travel and entertainment expenses tend to increase. If not planned properly, you could end up spending more than you anticipate. A more practical approach is to plan a vacation at least a year ahead of schedule. The amount of lead time can be an influential factor. Not only does it give you better chances to reserve your preferred travel dates, but also the cost may be lower. These types of decisions can influence the type of vacation you intend, if any vacation at all. Vacations are just one example where cost factors into planning process and impact deliverables. Cost management drives project deliverables in line with project constraints. For example, if project costs are limited, a project manager may have to scale back on subject matter experts. If the cost of quality is higher than expected, the project manager needs to realign project deliverables to ensure the level of quality delivers against requirements. If a project were to take longer than anticipated, the cost associated with retaining resources may increase and create a variance in the project budget. Costs associated with raw materials can also play a role in determining how the project's product will be developed. This course will provide an in-depth of the processes associated with cost management.
One example can be corrective actions identified within the activities of the project's work package. Corrective action can be taken to address unplanned events or an anomaly discovered within the work package that may impact project constraints as the work package is developed. Corrective action may incorporate steps to adjust or remediate activities to bring the work package back on track with project deliverables. It may also incorporate decisions to discontinue work on a work package, thereby removing the activity from the overall scope of the project. Or the project manager may choose to acquire an alternative product based upon the alternative's ability to meet the overall project requirements and other project constraints. Determine changes to the project schedule. Based upon corrective actions or changes in scope, the control schedule process will be applied to ensure that changes to the project schedule are fully vetted to the Integrate Change Control process with appropriate approvals and updates to project documentation, so that a comprehensive update incorporates change across the project management plan and all respective subsidiary plans. The benefit of determining changes to the project schedule permits the project team to oversee change activities to ensure that the impact of the change does not create an undue risk to the project. In some instances, the project manager may elect not to incorporate the change into a project simply because the timing of the change would have a negative impact on the overall project deliverable. In this type of example, the project manager would recommend a subsequent project to be initiated upon completion of the existing project that will take the de-scoped activities and incorporate them into the newly created product.
Functional requirements for the product, non-functional requirements such as level of service, security standards, etc., business rules, acceptance criteria for the delivered requirement. The notion of traceability is a key concept to remember. Ultimately, requirements will need to be traced back to the original stated business needs for the project and forward to the successful testing and demonstration of their delivery. While onerous at times to complete, a deliverable like a requirements traceability matrix can be very effective in tracking requirements and the expectations of stakeholders. To start with, requirements documentation describes how each requirement impacts the project. Requirements always initiate at a very high level. They contribute to progressive elaboration and decomposition activities, which break down the high-level requirement and make it more specific. Progressive elaboration and decomposition help determine the project's work packages. And in order to baseline requirements, they need to pass the criteria for measurement and testing. Part of developing a work package is aligning an audit trail to it. The audit trail provides details pertaining to work package consistency and completeness that is acceptable to the stakeholders. Typically, requirements documentation is provided in the form of a template that the project manager and team can drive through with a consistency of approach.